Hey guys, welcome to Christina Cakes It. I'm Christina and today I'm making a giant cookie layer cake. So I decided to make a giant cookie cake for a couple of reasons. So the first reason is, if you guys watch my channel, you know that I am obsessed with shipping things to my loved ones, and I had this idea that a cookie cake would ship really well. And secondly, I make my secret ingredient chocolate chip cookies really often, and like literally everybody just loves them. And so I thought it would be nice to turn that recipe into a cake, and so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So to get started, I am first going to make just a ton of cookie dough. And so you guys are gonna see that the dough that I make is really just my secret ingredient chocolate chip cookie dough recipe, essentially a little bit modified and doubled to make a ton of dough. So let's go ahead and get started. So to make the giant cookie layers, basically what I'm gonna do is double and doctor up my secret ingredient chocolate chip cookie dough recipe. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I have 5 cups of flour and I'm mixing in 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and I'm just gonna set this aside. So next I have 3 sticks of butter that I'm going to cream together with 1.5 cups of brown sugar and 1/2 cup of white sugar. So now that this is well blended, I'm gonna add 4 eggs and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So now I'm gonna add 2 small packages of instant vanilla pudding mix. So this is the secret ingredient that makes the cookie layers really soft and actually adds a little bit of height, because this recipe cooks up really fluffy. So now I'm gonna add my flour mixture slowly until this is well blended. We don't want to over mix this because then the cookie layers will become tough and a little bit too chewy. So just mix until it's incorporated. So since I want to make a really colorful, beautiful cookie layer cake, I decided to use chocolate chips and white chocolate chips and add some sprinkles because I do want these to be colorful and really fun. I envisioned this for like a birthday cake, and so I wanted to just add a little bit of color. So this is 1 full package of white chocolate chips and regular chocolate chips. And I'm just gonna incorporate this into my batter. And then I'm just gonna add this, and this is about 3/4 cups of sprinkles. I might add more, I'm not sure, just depending on how it looks. So this dough looks good, and the next thing I'm gonna do is put it into my 8-inch pans. So this cookie cake is gonna be 4 layers high, and I have 4 8-inch pans. And it's really important that we prepare these correctly because I don't want the cookie to get stuck. So I'm gonna use baking spray and spray really well all of my pans. Then each of these is going to get a layer of parchment paper to really ensure that the cookie doesn't stick. So this should be plenty of dough for each layer, and I'm gonna have a little bit of extra left over because I think I'm gonna make a few like decorative cookies, however you say it. And I'm just gonna press this down into the pans. Okay, so it is like 2 hours later and my giant cookies have cooled. And one thing that's really important is that the the giant cookies do need to really cool in the pans pretty much like all the way through. So I left them in the pans for like an hour before they actually turn them out to cool completely. So make sure that you guys do that. These look great. I love the sprinkles. This is exactly how I wanted them to look. And what I'm gonna do next is I'm just going to stack them. And so I'm just using plain buttercream icing that I put into some piping bags. And of course I added some color to these. So I'm just going to pipe some frosting. And I actually do want this to show at the edges. So I am going to make sure that it goes all the way to the edge. So I'm just going to carefully continue to stack my layers. I'm actually going to put this one upside down so I get the nice flat right here. And just go ahead and add some more frosting. For my final layer, I'm actually going to be using a large star tip, and I'm just going to be adding some pink around the edges, not all the way around the whole cookie, because I want to be able to see that this actually is a giant cookie. And the last touch is just to add just a little bit of sprinkles, because I feel like it like ties it together. Maybe throw a few in the center. Perfect. So my giant 4-layer cookie cake is done, and I think it turned out really fun. I absolutely love this, and I think it's a great alternative as a cake for somebody who just like loves cookies. And I do hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel.